Welcome back. Some breaking news coming in at this moment. Another ceasefire violation has been reported by Pakistan, this time in the Balakote and Poonch sectors of Jammu and Kashmir. The Pakistani army has resorted to unprovoked firing yet again, targeting Indian posts. Last night, firing at Balakote stopped at around 10, then resumed in Poonch from 10 p.m. to 11. Indian army has responded appropriately and effectively. No casualties reported on the Indian side. This takes the number of ceasefire violations in the past 48 hours to 8 and over 200 since January. Gaurav Sawant now joins us on the phone line. Gaurav, this is unprovoked firing which continues from the Pakistani side.
There is a wider pattern, Sanket, to these ceasefire violations. In fact, last night there was very intense firing and in one instance shelling both by 61mm and 80mm mortars in the Poonch and Balakote sector. Several villages in this area have already been evacuated. People have moved to safer grounds far away from the line of control, and the apprehension is ahead of the National Security Advisor talks in Delhi on the 23rd and 24th of August. These ceasefire violations will only intensify in this area.
Okay, Gaurav Sawant there joining us with all the latest. So this is unprovoked firing which continues from the Pakistani side. Gaurav Sawant, remember, is at ground zero. He'll be getting us all the latest from the line of control. Now, meanwhile, India is retaliating heavily to firing at Pakistan at the LOC. Speaking to India Today's Gaurav Sawant, 16 Corps Commander Lieutenant General Rajendra Nimborkar has said that the army is punishing those who are targeting civilians.
With me is Lieutenant General Rajendra Nimborkar, the White Knight Corps Commander General. Welcome on India Today. You've just visited the ceasefire violation spots in Poonch. What's the latest, sir?
I just come back, as you say, and I find that now the ceasefire violation which were started by the Pakistanis is now tapering down, is less as compared to what it was in the morning, and I think after some time it should stop.
Okay. Now, a series of ceasefire violations. On Independence Day, they targeted our civilians. They've killed 6 civilians. They've injured several even today. What is Pakistan's game plan? They're targeting our civilians?
We have seen on 15th of August they targeted our civilians. As you say, we had 6 fatal casualties of the civilians. So it is obvious that they do want to inflict some casualties and damage onto our civil population, which I feel that as a professional army it is unethical, immoral and most unprofessional conduct.
So what they are doing is they are killing our civilians, they're targeting our posts. What you are doing is you are targeting those who are killing our civilians. But Pakistan has also been reporting some evacuation of their civilians.
You're absolutely right. As I said, we are a professional army. We don't believe in targeting the civilians. We target those who target us, and mainly our civilians and also our own posts. So therefore, deliberate destruction or causing damage to the civilians is not our forte. We don't do that. As far as rearward movement of their civilians is concerned, from some of our posts we have seen some of the civilians going back. As to the quantum, I am not fully aware as to how many are there. Probably in the open domain in their newspaper we can find as to how many people have moved back.
One is ceasefire violations, and many seem to indicate that Pakistan wants to shift focus to ceasefire violations because they don't want to talk about Naved, they don't want to talk about Gurdaspur. Your appreciation of what happened in Gurdaspur, what's happening in Udhampur, is this the changing face of terror in our country?
I won't say that. You see, if you again go back in the history, except for Gurdaspur, which in the Punjab province of ours has happened after a long time. But as far as J&K is concerned, this has been happening all through. If you go and analyze the actions in the last decade, this has been happening on and off. As far as 16 Corps is concerned, south of Pir Panjal, this area has been free from terrorist activities for quite some time. So this is one which has occurred after a long time. I can say with confidence after a decade or so. But I can't say this is a changing face of terrorism.